This is episode 14 of Talk Magic to Me for June 11th, 2014.
Welcome everybody to Talk Magic to Me, the critical Disney discussion podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Danielle.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Prince Eric.
DJ Jazzy Jeff JD signing in.
Yes, all four of us are here today.
Yeah.
It's so magical.
Oh yes, obviously.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, you like that? It all fits, it all fits.
It does, it does.
Yeah, and today we're talking about the new movie Maleficent.
Very nice.
Which, it's not Pixar. Yeah, spoilers. If you haven't seen it, don't listen to this.
Spoiler alert, it's not a Pixar movie.
Yeah. Wait, really? What the heck?
What are we doing? You're messing with the whole summer Pixar.
Yeah,
I know.
Over.
Hey, well, I figured, we gotta talk about it. I mean, it's popular, so.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, wait to listen to this. Or maybe you don't care, but we're gonna have spoilers.
Yeah.
So, you can make that decision.
Whatever you want.
But, yeah, so we're taking one break from Pixar, but don't worry. We're coming right back to it next episode.
Or are we?
That is the question.
Yeah, there could be something else that comes out, like the Lion Guard or something. Who knows?
The Lion Guard.
You haven't heard about the Lion Guard?
Is that like a new deodorant? Is that a new deodorant?
No, it's a Lion King TV show spin-off.
What?
What?
Yep.
Why would
And
they even do that?
It stars Simba's son.
Oh,
And
they're
he's-
beating that dead horse
Yeah.
like
And
crazy.
he's like,
Didn't they already do Timon and Pumbaa?
no.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a really good show, though.
Actually, yeah, I liked that.
That was a really funny show.
It's like
Okay.
he's leading like a team of other animals to protect the Pride Lands or something. I'm like, what? What is this? They described it as the Lion King meets the Avengers, and I was like, okay, that sounds awesome, but this is still ridiculous.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, okay. The Lion Guard it's called?
Yeah, you'll have to look it up. Look up the Lion Guard and cry a
Okay.
little.
I'm gonna put that in the show notes for everybody once I look it up.
Yeah.
So, the Lion Guard. Okay, I just typed it out. Okay, I'm a little scared.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's pretend we didn't learn about that. Because I'm very sad right now. That's kind of weird. It's like the sequel never happened.
It did, actually, because she's going to be in there, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They didn't mention the other guy, Kovu, I guess his name was, at all, but
Yeah.
Nyla's going to be in there, whatever her name was.
Oh, Kiara.
Kiara, there we go.
I personally really like The Lion King too.
It's okay.
I mean, I think it's one of the best Disney sequels. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll find
Okay.
out.
Yeah, my heart has broken a little, but that's okay.
It was a little. I just felt the need to share that. I was like, since we are all things Disney.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's good that you shared it.
That's
Yeah, I was
the
like,
news of the week.
Yeah.
Seriously,
That is this
That's-
week.
you just stole the whole podcast. What the heck?
It's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not giving it back.
yeah. We should just. What are we doing? We should just log off.
We're done. Thank you for joining us at Talk Magic.
Ruined your childhood a little bit. Bye.
Talk magic to me. Ruining childhood since 2014.
Woo!
Yeah, ruining childhood since earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better.
Pretty ridiculous.
Well, okay, here's something that maybe will brighten our days. We got some pretty nice feedback
Ooh, here we go.
this week. So on Tumblr, Evergreen Ring, that's the username, who sent to us saying, "Awesome page. I really adore the concept you guys have. It's wonderful. Keep it up, smiley face."
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thanks.
Spread
Yes,
the
thank
word, why don't you?
Oh, please do. That means a lot to us.
Yeah.
It really does.
We appreciate feedback, but if you could just tell your friends, that'd be great.
Exactly. And rate us on iTunes
That is also imperative.
with 5 stars.
Yeah.
Because when you wish upon 5 stars,
Exactly.
your dreams
Something,
come true.
something very
In the
flawed.
shape
In the
of
form
this
of this
podcast.
podcast. Yeah.
I don't think this is what they wished for. I don't think this is what they wanted.
Well, okay, this harks back to our very first, well, not our very first episode, but the Snow White episode. If you don't give us 5 stars, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
The queen.
Yeah.
So just give us 5 stars.
That'd be
And
nice.
we can avoid all that.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that on our conscience.
Exactly.
Alright?
So,
Let's keep it
just
classy.
saying. Yes. Oh, what a good way to put it. Keep it classy.
Keep it classy.
Keep it classy, San Diego.
Yeah, come on.
San Diego? Why San Diego?
I'm quoting Anchorman,
Anchorman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
which, ironically, I just bought Ron Burgundy's book tonight for my dad for Father's Day.
Yes.
So, yeah, hopefully he likes it.
Reminds me I need to get a Father's Day present.
Alright, me too.
Yeah, get on that.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, see, no one cares about Father's Day as much. It's just a thing.
Yeah, I like Father's Day.
Last year I went all out. This year I'm just tired.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
And plus it kind of creeped up on us.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
just kind of here.
I'm like, I love you, whatever. Like,
I'll give you a hug.
Go buy yourself a tie or something. Here.
Yeah.
You don't
Here's
need
a gift card.
Right? You made your own money. You don't need me.
Oh, goodness.
Pound it. All right, we good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just kidding, you guys. We love Father's Day.
Yeah, Father's Day's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is. Celebrate our fathers,
Yeah.
like Simba.
Yeah, that's right. He is a dad.
Yeah.
I forget.
But not King Stefan, apparently.
Nah,
Okay, sorry, I won't even get into that yet. Let's go to our segment, This Day in Disney History. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's excited.
I figured someone had to be, so.
Wow.
I thought that was a good way to get hype.
It was.
Yeah.
It really was. So today is June 11th when this podcast is released. And in 1977, Walt Disney World's version of the Main Street Electrical Parade debuted today.
Bum ba-da-dum, bum bum ba-da-da-da-da.
Cool, huh?
Yeah.
Trivia about that, if we can segue, not completely segue, but just like interject some of Eric's trivia time. That piece of music that you hear during the Main Street Electrical Parade is entitled Baroque Hoedown, and it was actually originally released on a record, you put on a record player back in the sometime in the 50s or 60s on a record of completely electronically made music, and so it was originally just showcasing electronic music, and it was supposed to be a hoedown type tune, but in the style of Baroque, which is why it has the harpsichord sound to it. So that's why it sounds like a hoedown, but with the instruments that would be in the Baroque period.
Oh, it's cool.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So that was actually an original piece of music first, and they asked that guy if they could use it in the parade, and he said yes.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool the thought they put behind these things.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed. Then in 1983, at Epcot, the Refreshment Outpost snack bar opens in World Showcase. I wasn't sure
Is that
how...
still there now?
I think so.
Yeah, it's the one, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it the one that's right at the front, that splits World Showcase from Future World?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, it's right at the base of World Showcase, and then I think it's right at the base of it. What was it called again?
The Refreshment Outpost snack bar. Yeah, I don't know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
But the name sounds familiar.
I think Outpost, that's like, that's why I feel like it's at the front of World Showcase, like right at the base of it.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Sure.
I could see it in my head, but I didn't really know it had a name.
And you're probably right, because it is in World Showcase, so it probably is like the beginning of it. Or at the very end, however you want to put it. Now, here's a big one, guys, so hang on to your seats. Okay?
I am.
I'm holding.
1986, on this day, our very favorite actor, Shia LaBeouf, is born.
Oh!
Yeah.
Hey, he's not famous anymore, so...
Yeah, that's true. I don't even want to get into that.
Oh,
No.
by the way,
do.
that reminds me.
Too.
Last night I was watching Letterman, and they had one of the actors from the newest Transformers movie on, and they said, "Oh, so we have a clip from Transformers. What's the name of the newest one?"
Age of Extinction.
Right. They said, "Okay, so a new clip from Transformers: Age of Extinction," and they go to the clip, and as a joke, it was like this. It was like this black and white. A sci-fi, really bad sci-fi movie from the 1950s with this awful handmade robot that was like cutting through the wall and attacking these people. And it was so funny.
Love it.
They're just like, oh, this is the new clip from the new Transformers movie, and it goes to this awful old sci-fi movie with this really bad robot.
I feel like Transformers has just lost its appeal.
It has not, because it made $1 bajillion
Okay.
every time.
Appeal. Yeah, appeal's the wrong word.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the word, so I'm just gonna stop talking.
Popularity?
No,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
original
I don't hear about
stigma.
it anymore. I've never seen them ever or anything.
Right.
So
No.
I don't know.
The first one was fun, second one was garbage, third one was fun. They're just fun. They're not, like, smart, they're dumb. They're big, dumb explosion movies, but they're fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
if you go with, like, the right crowd, you can just have a fun time.
They still should have used the original theme song in the first movie. I don't know why
Yeah.
they didn't. They only hinted at it at the very end when he said, because we're more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
But that they missed the point. You want to hear that in the robot voice. You want to hear the song.
Exactly.
Yes, I have no idea. I've never watched Transformers, so
Me neither.
It's fun. It's a big,
cool.
dumb 80s cartoon.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. 80s, a really big 80s cartoon.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
this big, dumb 80s cartoon. It's the most testosterone-filled cartoon of all time.
Okay, I'm staying away then.
Yeah, I mean, it's vehicles that turn into robots. It's like as manly as you can get.
Yeah.
Has zero female appeal on that one.
Wasn't there something similar to that? Shoot, I can't forget what it's called. They used to come in these like canisters at fast food places. And I can't think of what it's called, but I know we would buy them all the time for my nephew. I mean, not my nephew, my little cousin. What am I saying?
My nephew.
Not that there's
My brother had a kid.
Yeah. No.
When I was a kid, so
Yeah. I can't think of what it's called, but if it comes to me, I'll just announce it while we're talking. But so in 1992 on this day, Beauty and the Beast is widely released in Australia.
Crikey.
Yeah.
Hey, that is relevant because Hugh Jackman, as we all know, is the ripped-ass Wolverine, played Gaston in one of the Beauty and the Beast theater productions. So that's neat.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
I was like, okay. I kind of want to see that.
I would like to see that too.
Yeah.
That's there. See, there's another fact I did not know.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Then in 2007, Disneyland's Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage opens to the general public.
Oh yeah, because it replaced 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yes.
Rethemed.
Exactly. Yes. And finally, in 2010, World of Color officially debuts at Disney California Adventure Park, which I thought was cool. I didn't know it was that.
Interesting.
I know. It's so beautiful. And that's where they have a version for the Christmas, or a Christmas World of Color show, and the Let It Go song in that is incredible. And I think I've already told you guys that I feel that it should have been in the movie, and it makes me really mad listening to it.
Seeing that. You showed that to me. I remember it was amazing.
Yeah, I'll put it in the show notes, because... Wait, did I show it to you, JD?
I don't think so.
I just don't know why they didn't put it in the actual movie. It sounds amazing. Like, the orchestra in the background.
Yeah, I was going to say the full orchestra just makes it amazing.
Yeah. And I'll put it in the show notes for everybody else, because, like I said, it's just amazing. So yeah, that's my facts for today on this day in Disney history.
Hooray!
Those were fun.
Yes.
I had
Those
fun.
were fun. That was fun. And now let's have even more fun. Let's move to Jen for Jen's theme park corner.
Yay. All right.
Oh my god!
Yay!
Keep the fun going.
Yeah, there's so much themes and parks and woo!
Yes, because I only have one thing, but it's an exciting one. Well, I have 1.5. The half would be obviously all the promotional posters drenched all over the park. They're promoting the crap out of it. So there's all the posters everywhere. That's my half. The kind of big one is the Maleficent costume that they have been using in the parks is from Sleeping Beauty, but they recently revamped it to look more like the one in this live action film.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yes. I don't know how long that'll stick, but they have been actually changing a lot of the princess outfits to make them more modern anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they're going to keep this version, or if it's just for promotional reasons. I don't know. But that's basically all how it's affecting the parks. Wasn't that exciting and long?
Yes!
That was exciting.
I feel like
had fun.
I'm so much smarter now.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
my
it's
only
really
goal.
interesting.
That's my only goal.
Yeah.
Well, it's important, like, when you're learning about, like, the way they're dressing the princesses in the park, because that was a big deal,
It's
a
true.
few months ago when they changed their outfits.
Yeah, and they're slowly releasing more and more.
Yes, they are.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Some
That was
better,
a very...
some worse. But yeah.
Yeah, I could go on about that, but that would deter us from our topic.
Yeah.
So,
It's
I
for
digress.
another
There we
day.
go.
Yes, possibly. Oh, goodness. Alright, so, Eric,
Yes.
do you have any trivia for us today? And if not, that's cool.
Pretty much the thing about the Main Street Electrical Parade is what I've got.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
there isn't too much about Maleficent. Other than it comes originally from, of course, the 1959 Sleeping Beauty movie, which, of course, everybody knows that Aurora has the least amount of lines of any Disney princess in history, with, I believe, 16 lines of spoken dialogue that she has. Something like that. I've seen that on, Twitter and a lot of trivia things like that. So, other than that, not a lot of trivia.
Can I just say real quick, for those who think that this movie is trying to hark back to the original Sleeping Beauty fairy tale, that is actually a lie, because Maleficent doesn't exist in that story. An evil queen does exist, but not Maleficent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So that would be wrong. That would be false information.
I guess other trivia that you could say is that Maleficent was used as a main villain in a lot of the Kingdom Hearts games, on top of the Final Fantasy-ish villains that there were. She was sort of the main Disney villain that was organizing all of the other villains to do all of their evil doing. So she's seen as a very powerful, sort of one of the worst villains in the Disney canon.
Yeah.
She's a favorite.
Along with her evil henchman Pete.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
That was
Oh,
random.
God. Please.
I was like, alright.
Yeah. We will get into that. Yeah, so, I actually saw this movie in 3D. Not on purpose.
Why
like,
would
I just
you
went,
do that? No.
I didn't have a choice. Like, I just went, because I went after work, because I was crunched for time,
Yeah.
and I went to buy my ticket, and the guy's like, "You're seeing this in 3D, by the way," and I was like, "Oh, okay, sure."
I actually
Like,
do want to see an IMAX, because from what I could see when I saw it a different way, well, it looks like it would be really, really, really good in IMAX. Just from
When
the
I saw
themes
it
and
not
everything.
that way, yeah.
No.
Wait, did you see it in 3D, Eric?
No, I just saw
regular.
it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I actually probably would be really cool in IMAX. I will say the 3D was awesome,
Yeah.
because the effects were
That's good.
incredible, I think.
When I do see it, I think I'm going to see it that way.
Yeah, you should. So, one thing I noticed in the very beginning, to start off, is in the opening with the castle, it wasn't actually Cinderella's castle. It was, I guess you would say, Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Cinderella's castle.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was awesome.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah. Changed things a little. It got me pumped.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
They always do a good job of that.
They do. They really do.
Yeah.
And so, I want to start off just talking about Maleficent as a character and what we think about what they did to her in this film. Because she's very different from the Maleficent that we know. Because they essentially, in this movie, she's not bad. She's a good character with some bad qualities who makes some bad choices.
And misunderstood and that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I talked about in Frozen, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting the ties this movie has to Frozen, actually, and to Wicked, I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mind when they did it in Frozen, but I kind of minded that they did it in this one. It shouldn't have been all watered down and poor villain and stuff. I would have liked to just see her be bad and that's it.
I sort of minded that they did it in any of them, but that's just me.
Well, I think, right now it just occurred to me, I actually didn't think of that aspect of Frozen for this. I was more talking about at the end when Philip kisses Aurora and she doesn't wake up, but then Maleficent kisses her on the head and she wakes up.
I noticed that also.
And I actually predicted that.
Yeah, I figured.
I mean, I don't know why they... tell me, in the original fairy tale, is that what happens? Does she wake up when the prince kisses her?
Yes.
See, then they should have just, stayed true to that. I mean, I know that they want to go against Disney stereotypes, even though that doesn't really happen very much within films to be called the Disney stereotype. But if it happens in the original fairy tale, it's not a Disney stereotype. It's just that's what the fairy tale is. So they should just stay true to that.
Right. I don't know, it kind of bothered me, actually, also that Maleficent was good, because I really wanted to see her bad side.
Yeah, you want to see her be a villain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been a good film if it wasn't based on Sleeping Beauty.
I can appreciate all of the sort of the cinematography aspect of everything and the music and the acting. I thought that Angelina Jolie did a very good performance as Maleficent and gave her this. As you said, she was different than we're used to. She was sort of a very more confident, more elegant Maleficent. The Maleficent in the original cartoon was sort of more... she was more outgoing. She was less reserved and elegant in how she spoke. And she was more sort of brash and out there and said things very loudly. And so I can appreciate all the performances. I can appreciate that. And I like that the idea of doing a sort of live action version of this. I just don't understand the theme and the common thread nowadays within movies, like you said, with Frozen and this movie and Wicked, where female villains or classic stories where there's been a female villain, there's this need to retell them as it's really this other story where it's not their fault and they were just misunderstood. If that's what the original story was, I don't think there's any reason to redo that. I mean, with Wicked, it was kind of original because they were showing how it was. First of all, that came first before Frozen or Maleficent, and they were showing like, what if she was just misunderstood? Let's show you a way where the people could have just misseen her, and they explained it in that way. Oh, and then these other ones are just like showing how it's not really her fault.
Yeah. And that's with Wicked. I love Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as Jen knows, I love Wicked.
Yes.
Yes.
That was our Bible for a large part of our life.
Yeah. And the thing is, when I saw the musical, I really loved it. And then I read the book, and it was the book that kind of woke me up to this idea, wait a minute, the book's kind of different than the show, but they do things that deliberately change the story of The Wizard of Oz. And I love the Wizard of Oz movie, so when I read the book more, I was like, oh, I don't like this. I wanted to see how she became bad, not how she's a misunderstood villain.
Right.
Who's really not a villain. But I still love the show for what it is. But I think it's kind of being overdone now with all of these.
Yeah.
I guess they're trying to be original by doing a story that way, but now it's becoming the cliche.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
I wish they would just sort of write a new story and new movie. You know what I mean? Like, instead of, having to redo Alice in Wonderland as a dark version of that as live action, redo Sleeping Beauty as a dark version of that. But just, make your own story.
The hook, though, is the familiarity, and that's what most people go for. We might like something new and different, but people will automatically say, oh, well, that's nostalgic for me for this reason, or, oh, I want to see how they do it this way. They like the familiar characters.
Yeah.
So
plus, it's interesting to see it done slightly different. Like, it's like, oh, what you think you know is sort of wrong, so here's this new thing. You're like, oh, okay. As long as it doesn't step on anything and be like, wait, create any plot holes or something like that.
Exactly. It's kind of like they say, like, in history, history is written by the winners. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so it's basically saying, well, you heard it the way the winners did it or whatever, but this is how it really happened.
And that's always just a fun angle. Like, no matter what, that's interesting. Right. It's gonna draw your attention because, like, like,
whether it's good or not.
Yeah, whether it's good, you're just like, okay, show me that. So it's always gonna catch people's interest, no matter what. Like, that's just how it goes.
But I will say, like, if we're gonna compare this to, like, Alice in Wonderland, which we kind of have to, I personally liked that a lot better, just because even though they borrowed from the story, they made it their own. Like, because I've read Alice in Wonderland, I've read Through the Looking Glass, I've obviously seen the Disney movie, and none of that stuff happens in the book. They just bring it back as if she's returning to Wonderland as an adult. Yeah. And that's what I liked about it.
It's called Underland now.
Oh, right, yeah, you're right.
That was dumb. That was
kind of weird.
It's Underland. I was like, what?
Yeah. I remember watching and being like, what's going on?
Yeah, like, stop talking, Johnny Depp. This is not Underland.
And that's the other thing. Just Johnny Depp was incredible, but then the end where he's dancing, it's hard to watch.
At least Johnny Depp wasn't in this movie.
yeah.
Tim Burton was supposed to direct it, but then he decided not to. But he was originally. It seems like such a movie he would direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It would have just ended up being Alice in Wonderland again, though. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. What did you guys think of her wings and those being taken away from her?
I like the idea. It explains why she has magic powers that no one else has, that they're just like, hey, she just has those. In the original, I'm like, but why? Why can't she just do magic? And no one else can do this. She's just like, I can create dark fire and turn into a dragon. I'm like, yeah, but why? Nope, I just can. Okay. At least this movie kind of explains. I'm like, alright. Okay.
Yeah, she's a fairy.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And also, she has green skin. They don't explain that. She's just kind of
this true.
Witch with green. I mean, obviously, because you know about witches and you know that stuff, you know that she's a witch, and you don't really have to explain it. But in this day and age, you do. You kind of have to go, this is why this character... You can't just have a character that's evil because...
Well, can I make a counterpoint on that? I'm not 100% sure she has green skin.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's just the green fire and stuff reflecting, right? Because I know that was a big thing. That was a big thing whenever they were picking the park costumes and making the park costumes and redesigning them, because she's always had green skin in the park, and I think now she doesn't because of this movie.
I've seen a lot of them where she's had white skin.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they do half and half then, because I've only ever seen green.
Interesting.
Well, I think the new, I saw a video of the new Maleficent, because they're bringing her in to be like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
And she has white skin.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know the past Maleficents. I feel like that would be a lot of work. Well, like painting their face and hands every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe they do it. I don't know.
Really creepy to think of what she would look like without that hoodie on, or what, I don't know what it is, that hood on her head.
Yeah.
What does she actually look like? Is she completely bald? That's really creepy to think about.
Well, we did see it, kind of. Her long hair.
Yeah.
But she had the horns, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It's just like, what the... Is that them horns just like that? Or, you know, at least in the original. Not so much this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what my friend said to me in the theater when Maleficent was flying, and she looks at me and she's like, she looks like a damn bat. And I was like, well, I guess you could put it that way.
Yeah, you know.
In some regards.
It's Maleficent Begins. This is, you know.
Maybe I'm really stupid for not noticing this, but when her wings were taken away, I legit did not know for like maybe a minute or so why she was screaming. I was like, wait, what did he do? Like,
now, the thing is, I've been hearing that scene specifically is like a metaphor, or kind of like a metaphor for like, I don't know if it's domestic abuse or something of the sort. I'm not sure. That's what people have been comparing it to.
Well,
or
of course we can. We had that Frozen Part 2 discussion, which Jen, you weren't on, but we talked about, you know, people are really upset about this being sort of abuse towards females and towards women. Yet Frozen has Hans being punched and everybody applauding for it, and nobody even ever said anything about that.
So I was just like, oh, because that was just a thing I was hearing. I was like, seriously? Is this a thing?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, because it's like when more than one person points it out, you're like, okay. Like, maybe they meant to do it that way then? Who knows?
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what to say about that, to be honest.
I have to find the exact thing, because I might be not saying it correctly. So I have to find what they compared it to.
Oh, okay.
But
what was interesting, I found, was the fact that once she puts the curse on Aurora, which first of all was almost word for word from the original 1959 movie.
Oh. When
she cursed her, except one part, and I was wondering if any of you guys know which part was different, or if you didn't catch it.
No, I probably didn't even catch that it was from the. I should have watched the other movie too. That way I would have been able to compare it better.
I actually didn't watch it either. I should have, but it was word for word, except one part where when she's saying the curse, she says. In the original movie, she says Sleeping Beauty will die, or Aurora will die, like, when she gets pricked. In this one, she says she will go into an eternal sleep, or whatever she says, and it's like, okay, that's so much less threatening than dying. Like, it just seemed like they were watering the whole thing down, like they couldn't possibly talk about killing somebody.
Even though they do, since it's Disney, and that's, like, their bread and butter.
Yeah.
It's like, who we gonna kill today?
Yeah. Yeah, so I just thought that was a little watered down.
They've never shied away from that, like, ever.
No. Which I was just kind of like, really? You're gonna not say, like, she's gonna die?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if I wrote it down. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here, but...
Oh, sorry. I just found something that I can also put in my theme park corner that this is actually really cool. Whenever we did our Frozen podcast, I mentioned how they made Olaf caramel apples. Well, look at these Maleficent apples. They're so cute. Sent the link.
Oh, yes.
Aren't that cute? They're green. They have green faces.
And I'm looking at JD, the thing you sent, JD.
Yeah.
And okay, it does actually make sense. The article he sent.
Very nice.
Is oh yeah, you see the apples. They look amazing. The Maleficent rape scene that we need to talk about. Which
I didn't even know that happened. I don't even know what part of the movie that is even in. It's just...
Well, it's not rape. It's just they took her wings.
Oh. Okay.
It's just they're equating it.
Disney wouldn't put that in there.
I don't even equate that. I didn't even think of it.
Here's the thing. I never thought of that, but I think even though we don't think Disney would do it, I don't think Disney, the company, would do it, but I think the filmmakers, we have to give them a little credit. I think they might have intended it, but like maybe they had it in the back of their mind, possibly.
It's possible, just because I've seen multiple people draw that conclusion, so who knows?
Yeah, because it's just, now that I'm seeing it, okay, it actually does make a little sense.
I'm like, alright.
But, Yeah.
Well, then again, the point that you made in Frozen about like it being a metaphor for being gay, that made sense too. But I'm not so sure they did that.
All right.
To be honest, the more I think about it, even though I kind of think that there was something in them that did it, but they weren't saying, like, we're making a movie, yes, it could be a metaphor, but we're not making a direct metaphor. But I think it must have... It was so obvious to me that I feel like it had to have been in the back of their minds, that maybe they didn't intend it to begin with, but it was in the back of their minds. I don't know. But, yeah, so, I mean, but it's always important to connect movies to these type of things.
That's true.
So... Yeah, it's really interesting. I'll put the article in the show notes.
Yeah.
Because actually, that's I think one of the best scenes by Jolie, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was the scene I heard was really, really good.
Yeah, that was kind of heart-wrenching to hear her scream like that.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know she had wings to begin with. Did she have wings in the cartoon?
Oh no, she did not.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, this is really random, but my grandma told me the other day that her daughter, Angelina Jolie's daughter, is in this movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
She plays the youngest Aurora, who walks up to Jolie and like reaches her arms up to her.
Oh.
And I had no idea, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, so we see, first of all, before I go into how Maleficent becomes Aurora's fairy godmother, as she says, can we just talk about the three fairies and how freaking ridiculous they are?
That made me sad. Because the fairies are my favorite part of that movie. I love their personalities and their charm and their class in a way.
Yeah.
This just ruined it. This was it. I hated the movie after that point. I'm just like, this is crazy. You're ruining it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
They distracted me. I was angry. I'm bitter.
Yeah. I'm the same way. And Professor Umbridge was one of the fairies. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Oh.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, she's from Harry Potter.
Oh.
Yeah, she's from the 5th movie.
Okay.
She was one of the fairies, and I was like, what are you doing?
They were all wrong.
Please.
It was just wrong
I know,
casting, wrong everything. Although...
Names?
What stupid idea was that? And then...
I know.
However, I did like one thing, how they made them small and big, just like in the cartoon. So I'm glad they did that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. But I totally agree with you. Like, how they made them so, like almost like just for comedic relief. Like, they just kind of were there. They didn't really watch Aurora. Like, they would have let her fall off a cliff.
I mean, it's like you're supposed to get a sense of comfort with these fairies and reliability, and that they're knowledgeable and wise, and you can kind of depend on them, kind of thing. But yet they're still quirky, but not like that. That just made me sad.
Right. And you can see, like, when they baked the cake, that it was kind of tilted like Fauna. Or wait.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Flora? Flora was the red, Fauna was the green,
and
Merryweather was the blue.
Fauna made the cake.
So I thought, okay, that was kind of a nice touch, but the fact is that they all were just really dumb. Or like, and even like in the original movie, Fauna wasn't dumb.
No.
She just was inexperienced.
Yeah.
In that area. So, yeah. I just thought, but anyway, what I'm leading to with that is the fact that Maleficent was basically the one who raised Aurora.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was very, I don't know, how did you guys feel about that?
Weirded out. Not in a good way.
No.
Such a strange idea.
It's just we've been so like used to her being the villain that it's hard to see her in it, because it's not just like one movie where she was the villain. It was like Wizard of Oz with the Wicked Witch. It was like, you know, Kingdom Hearts, always sort of like in the parks. She was like Phantasmic, everything. She was like the big villain. So it's hard to like one thing where they say, oh, it was a misunderstanding. She actually took care of her. It's just hard to see that.
Right.
When we've been shown so much that she was the villain.
Right, exactly. And I remember when I was watching it, I was like, no. What's going on?
Everything you know is wrong. That's what's going on.
Well, it all started when the fairies weren't watching Aurora and she fell off the cliff.
Yeah.
But then Maleficent caught her, and I was like, what? What is going on? Why is she saving her? She hates her.
Told you everything you knew was wrong.
Oh, God.
That tagline is all over that movie.
Everything you know is wrong.
Yep, it's everywhere.
Just expect to, like, have your mind blown in a really bad way.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you thought that's what happened? No!
Yeah.
This is what happened. Get that movie out of here. That movie is old and dirty. This is what it was about.
Yes.
This.
And, oh yes, this. And I gotta say, I was surprised that Aurora called her fairy godmother, because she was kind of terrifying looking. I was like, you're my fairy godmother. And I'm like, really?
Like, I could turn into a dragon. That's a very good fairy godmother to have.
Oh, she actually didn't turn into a dragon, though.
Which is my second most disappointing point in the movie.
It's like, hold on now.
Both of those things just ruined it for me. Can't be excited.
I remember...
there was a dragon, correct?
But it's not the same.
No. Not the same at all. It was just very, very sad. But, then Aurora grows up with Maleficent caring for her in secret, and eventually they come to know each other and become friends. And then Maleficent visits Aurora in her room and starts shouting really loud so that everybody can hear her, yet no one can hear her. I revoke my curse, and it doesn't work, which I was really surprised. I was like, what? What is going on? Why is she revoking the curse? Like, I got it, but at the same time, I was like, no, please, just let things fall where they may. And, yeah, then we see the whole thing where Aurora returns home, and Maleficent, or she gets pricked on her finger, as expected. And then it's Maleficent who kisses her forehead, which, as I already said, I predicted that ending. Like, right when I saw Philip walked in, I was like, I bet it's not going to work.
Yeah.
I bet they're going to pull a Frozen. Like, and they did pull a Frozen. So, not that that's bad.
Frozen money is still really good right now.
They did the same thing in Enchanted, too, though.
Oh, I see. I never saw that.
Oh, that's
my favorite. Enchanted... Yeah, but Enchanted still has it, like love between, like, a man and a woman.
Yes. But they still kind of... It was like the beginning of changing it over, maybe. Because it didn't work with the first guy. It was later on, so...
And I think, actually, Enchanted is the best out of all, if you're gonna put it up against Frozen.
Enchanted is my favorite Disney movie. I think that's what I said, right, in the introduction?
You did. Yeah. Getting off of Maleficent now, let's talk about the character of Aurora. Because I think it's really important, because I think a lot of people... And I'm not going to say I'm speaking for a lot of people, just saying what I've heard from Tumblr and fan groups and stuff, that Aurora is apparently the most hated Disney princess.
That makes me sad.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I like her.
Well, and the least on the line of where feminism is going, apparently. Because she apparently doesn't do anything, which I kind of disagree.
I like her song. I like that I guess you could... She doesn't really look 16 or however old she is, but I guess she kind of is, but I don't know. I like her. I don't even know how to explain it. But this one in this movie, I didn't. I felt like she was too childish, too much of like a little kid.
I think they were trying to make her more like a modern day girl and have her interested in things.
That's
but
what I didn't like.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. Sleeping Beauty, there's a sort of class.
Yeah, it's elegance, like a class and elegance. Like, you could just see her, and even though she doesn't know she's a princess, no one else really does, you get that from her anyway. You get that class and sophistication automatically. But with this one, you just didn't.
Right, and I think they were doing that on purpose because they're trying to make you think, oh, it's not the Sleeping Beauty, but I don't really think she did much toward the case of feminism.
Right.
In fact, I thought she kind of seemed a little more dull.
I think they were going with the whole, I guess it's like, oh, that Aurora is more of a romanticized version, so here's a realistic portrayal, which I agree with. I think she wasn't a very interesting character, to be fair, but I don't think Aurora's very interesting in general. She doesn't do anything.
She does, though. She dreams about things, and she wants to live away from her little cottage, and she wants to see other things, and I like her. She's one of my favorite Disney princesses, actually.
Also,
she didn't get enough development, I don't think, in her movie.
Well, I agree with that, but I also agree with Jen. Yeah. I think people blame her for not having enough screen time, but you can't blame her. I think that's her story. It's not really. It's called Sleeping Beauty, but it's about what surrounds.
I know it's an earlier movie, but I like her better than Snow White.
I agree.
Yeah,
actually.
You know. Well, doesn't because what's his name, Philip, right? Doesn't he gets the most development of like the princes?
He does.
He gets a lot to actually do and say. So,
right.
It's you trade off.
I
actually.
I was gonna say my favorite thing about it is the fairies, and they ruined that for me. So, kind of got rid of it on the get-go.
That is one of the central focuses on the movie as well, and I think that's something we kind of lost with Maleficent. But at the same time, I can see why they didn't focus. But I think they could have definitely given the fairies more justice.
They didn't have to have much screen time, but the screen time that they had, it was all wrong. They could have done it better.
Right, exactly. Now, let's move to Stefan now. Because I kind of like the twist they had on him, and I like that they made it like he was going insane with, like, trying to bring Maleficent down. But I kind of thought it just seemed a little forced to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just felt forced because if you look at the original, like, you can't tell me that guy was King Stefan from the original, and I know they're changing it and stuff, but it just...
I don't get why they have to have this whole, like, he's the real bad guy. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, exactly.
The man is the real bad guy because he just wanted power, and he just wanted to do anything he could so that he could become king. And she's actually the good person here. It just bothers me because it seems to be more gender focused, like saying he's bad because he's a man and he just wants the power of being king. Like somebody has an issue with the fact that Maleficent was a female villain in the first movie, so they have to put this twist on it.
I guess that was an issue, but I think they just did it because that's what they do today. But I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people... I watched one review where the reviewer was very bothered by the fact that Stefan had to be changed for the fact so that Maleficent could be good.
Right.
Yeah.
And he just wanted it to be... Like, he just wanted to see why Maleficent was bad, and he watched the original, and he's like, really? You're going to tell me he was the bad guy? But I thought the way they did it was good. I just... In the beginning, like, with the whole love story... That was kind of forced.
Mm.
Like, I liked it, but it just kind of happened. The narrator did everything for us.
Right.
And that's just like, okay. I don't know. But, is there any other characters you guys feel like we should talk about? Oh, the Raven, I guess, or the Crow?
Oh, yeah.
That was in the original one, right?
But he wasn't person.
But...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, didn't he have something on his eye? Like... Or am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking of Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
The episode we watched, I'm pretty sure that's what... I can't think of anything else you would get that from. That's funny.
I'm about it.
Yeah, let's go talk about that. No, just kidding. It's... I don't really have much to say about that one, to be honest. It was just there.
He's a dude, turns into a crow, turns into a dragon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, except the dragon thing. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, dragon looked awesome.
Yes, it did. It did. It very much did.
It did things.
Yeah. And I did like that they tied it back to saying in the beginning that iron burned fairies, and then to trap her was with iron.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, at least they brought it back in a circle.
Yeah.
Ring composition.
There you go.
In the very simplest of forms, but yes.
Yeah.
There it is. So, real quick, I don't know if we want to talk about real quick the CGI and stuff, and just the film in general, how beautiful it could be at times. Or all the time, actually. I'm watching it in 3D was pretty epic, I'd say.
I think that's par for the course at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it just supplied some depth to the screen that you don't usually get. So I liked that. But I've read other reviews about how good the cinematography was. I don't really have much to say. I mean, it was great. Yeah. I think that's probably what they did best in this movie, in my opinion.
I gotta see it better. The quality was terrible. I don't even know exactly. I mean, the voices were okay. I kind of heard, but whenever he was clipping her wings and stuff, I just guessed what happened. Like, I couldn't even really tell exactly what was happening because of the quality. So I gotta see it in like IMAX or something, so I can comment on the. It looked like it would be visually beautiful, though.
Yeah, they were creative with the design of like the moor and the creatures that lived there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was different.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Does anybody else have anything to say, or does that cover it?
I think that's it.
I think that covers it, yeah.
Yeah. And finally, real quick, I just want to comment on the score, because I mean, not that it was a standout score, but I definitely think that they in Sleeping Beauty, the original, the music is very specific when Aurora is entranced before she goes and pricks her finger. And I think that there was definitely hints of that music in this movie, kind of reworked in some way. But I felt that I heard it. I don't know if anyone else heard it, or if you know the music that well, because maybe if you knew it better, you'd hear it.
I was listening for it, but I didn't really hear it.
Maybe it wasn't there and I just thought I heard it, but at the part where she was going to get her finger pricked, and then sometime in the beginning, but I forget what part it was. But it definitely had the tone or the sound of it, so I wasn't sure if anybody else heard it. Yeah, so
I mean, I've heard that once. The song, what is it? I get who sung it? Adele, maybe? Or
Lana Del Rey.
There you go, Lana Del Rey. I've heard that song's been getting a lot of time. People really like that.
That's a scary song.
Yeah, I think that's what's cool about it. It's like
it is cool, but it's scary.
Yeah, it's a pretty good villain song.
Yeah,
I think they got that.
They did, actually. Yeah. They did. Yeah, so I don't really have much else to say. I mean, everything else I probably will write out in my corner, because I seem to write my thoughts better than speaking them. So, anything else?
Yeah, I don't really have any thought.
It just seems like a very, sort of like the Great and Powerful Oz. When we saw that, it was just kind of like,
I like that.
It was good, but it's like just kind of generic.
Oh no, I thought Oz was 10 million times better than this.
I actually will agree. I think Oz
I could
was
watch that
better.
again, and I don't think I'd want to watch this again.
Right. Well, I mean, you liked Oz, didn't you?
Yeah, I liked it. I just thought it was just kind of like, it was good. Like,
it's in the same realm, I'd say, but I think I personally liked Oz way better.
Do.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with James Franco. Just can't.
Apparently, people feel that way.
Except in Spider-Man 3, but that's a whole other thing.
I think I'm the only one who likes Spider-Man 3.
It's okay. You're not alone, I'm sure, somewhere.
I personally like Peter Parker's dance scene where he's
all
God. Evil. Just kidding. I just like it because of how god awful it is. It's so funny.
I get a laugh out of it anytime I see it, but I cry a little inside too.
Oh, don't cry. It's gonna be okay.
It is now.
Yeah. Now that it's over. So, why don't we move to our zippity doodah moment?
All right.
Which I actually didn't think about. So, who wants to start?
I haven't seen it, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I'd have to say I'm gonna go with the trailer scenes on this one. So I'm just gonna go with the dragon scene, where just Crow turned into a dragon. That was like the money shot in the trailer anyway.
Very
that
true.
was like the cool scene that I'm like, yeah, I would go see this movie for that scene alone. So, because I didn't know what else, if it was going to be good or bad, and I was like, if I had to see it, I would see it for this scene to get to that part. So.
Yeah, JD's like, not even worth it. I'm just gonna go on what I know from it. Like, not even worth it.
I would say mine is when she first saves and like meets the crow, because I always liked that character in the original movie, so that was fun to see him again. That they brought him back.
Nice.
I'm gonna go with this is actually not for movie purposes. I guess just for cuteness purposes. Whenever the little Aurora, is that the one you said was her daughter when she was a little one, and she like kept running towards her and trying to give her a hug and stuff?
Yes, that was her daughter.
I'm gonna pick that because that was so cute. Because she was like, "No, go away," and she was just like, "Hug." It was cute. I mean, that has nothing to do with movie reasons or anything. I just thought, "Oh, that's so cute." No one just said if that's her real daughter, then that's even better. So that's my favorite.
That actually was a good scene. Didn't she call her like Beastie or something?
It was so cute because she just had her arms out. She's like, "You want all these hugs?" And Maleficent's like, "No, go away, go."
That's funny. I think my favorite scene, like, it's kind of like Jen's, where it's not really about the movie, more so just so it was funny, was the scene where it shows Aurora kind of growing up, and she's, like, beneath the flowers, and then it transitions to her, and, like, all you see is leaves, and then she just pops out of the leaves.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I cracked up. It's not even supposed to be funny, but I just thought the transition was hilarious.
I'm an adult now. Huzzah!
Yeah, it just showed her in the flowers, and then you see the leaves, and you're like, she's gonna pop out, and all of a sudden, she does, and it's hilarious.
She was evolving.
So,
that was all.
It was pretty funny. Well, I laughed. I don't think anybody else did, but
now when I see it, I probably will laugh when I'm not supposed to.
You should. It's just funny. Like, it's just kind of... I just thought it was kind of an awkward transition,
right.
But that's what made it funny, so... But I know what they were going for, so I can respect them for that. But, yeah. So, now let us go to our question of the week. So, let's talk about last week's question first, which was brought to us by Eric.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric asked us, Pixar has stated on record that they make movies to provide a new way of looking at the world. What is a lens we haven't seen through yet via Pixar that you would like to see the film company tackle? And I didn't think about this either. You can tell I'm very prepared for this episode.
You're the most prepared.
Anybody prepare for this question?
I don't even know what that means.
Say
my brain can't function.
Like every one of their movies is like, okay, they're looking at it from a Bug's perspective, from a toy's perspective, from a car's perspective, and they've said it's a new way of looking at the world. So what's a way that they haven't done? I was thinking of maybe subatomic particles, the characters are atoms and stuff.
Yeah.
And the main character's name is Adam.
Oh no.
Okay, I think you just stole the show.
That needs to happen.
Wow. Seriously.
Subatomic particles. It could work.
Oh. See, how can I follow that up? I don't know.
Well, maybe going down that track, maybe something chemistry related, have little beakers, or how about the perspective from from chemistry stuff, like Erlenmeyer flasks and from their perspective. That'd be cute.
Yeah. If we're gonna go with things like our careers, I think I'm gonna go with a library setting.
Oh, I would have to
Oh, what about
quills?
Oh, what about the page master? Isn't that the page master?
Yeah.
I would have
it
to.
Is actually
I'll stick with mine, the subatomic particles. But another one is a whole one where it's an orchestra, but there's no musicians, there's no people, and they're only instruments that play themselves.
Yeah.
And the conductor is just the baton by itself.
Yeah, very nice.
Wow, we all went in our own little niches there.
That'd be
so awesome.
Oh man, that'd be so good.
I think if JD was gonna say one, maybe he'd say a paintbrush.
Nah, I'd say food. I'd say food.
Oh,
okay. That one hasn't been done yet, but that'd be good.
Yeah. What would happen? What if it's a piece of toast?
A piece.
The dangers of being a piece of food.
Actually, yeah.
Like, you get...
Like, maybe...
Get eaten.
Like a vegetable?
Yeah, like a vegetable
like in a garden?
or something like that, and just like the process and, all that stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, maybe there's like high fructose corn syrup that tries to convince the food that it's okay to be eaten. It's fine to be eaten. It's all good.
Okay, I think we should just write to Pixar and tell them our ideas.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
Write this on your napkin of ideas.
High fructose corn syrup.
Like...
It's okay to eat me. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. I want to get eaten.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
I don't even know where this is gone.
Hey, it's been a long day. We're tired, but we're very creative and hungry.
There you go.
So it works.
Who doesn't like food?
Yeah. So, yes, that's our question of the week from last week. Very nice question, Eric. And now for this week's question, here's something new. We all came up with it together. As a team.
We each came up with one word of it, and we just sort of saw what happened.
Exactly. It was like a puzzle, and we just figured it out.
What happens when? Yeah, we just kept going.
Yeah, so, would you like to do the honors, Eric?
Sure. What villain would you want to see a movie all about explained, like their other side of their story, like Maleficent?
Yes.
I've got a good one, but I'm gonna save it till next week.
Yeah, we'll wait for that, but that'll be interesting. I'm gonna try to really think about that.
You can't say Captain Hook because they already did Hook, so you can't say that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
And on Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Which is like a love-hate relationship.
The heartthrob.
He's not supposed to be a heartthrob.
Oh, but he is.
I won't say anything. Alright, so that ends our episode about Maleficent. Basically just our thoughts and our reviews about it. So yeah, this was a good episode. It was fun. We're still going to continue with our Summer of Pixar. Next week we're talking about Toy Story 2. So that should be fun. And I own that on Blu-ray, so I can't wait to watch that in Blu-ray.
I haven't seen it. I'm going to cry. I know I cried during that.
I have a really funny story quickly. The other day I was substituting at an elementary school for the music teacher, and the lesson plan was, did a couple of songs, like he put the CD on for them, and they did a couple of songs that they already knew, and then it was to put on one of those old Disney sing-along VHS tapes that, Danielle, we were talking about last week, where the intro was the birds in the schoolhouse, but it's actually originally a cartoon from the 1950s, but it's redubbed over with that intro music that you see, the sing-along with Disney song, Disney's, that's redubbed over the original cartoon, because if you look at it, their mouths don't match up at all. It doesn't look like that's what they intended for them to say at all. And so this one was all about friendship, so they had like Friend Like Me and stuff like that. And one of them was Let's Get Together from the original Parent Trap.
Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah. And so the one kid, this was so funny, the one kid literally said out loud, he's like in second grade, he said, "Man, that one guy looks like Justin Bieber." Because it's actually the original one, they didn't know this. It's actually two girls, but they just have short hair, which I didn't understand.
Haley Mills. That's Haley Mills.
Why I didn't understand why he said that, because the one's wearing a dress in that scene. I didn't get why. And she's like, why are their voices so high? Because they're girls. Is
this the moment where we officially say we are old? Whenever we have a moment like that.
Yeah.
Hey, well.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's okay.
Where we know the people, we know this movie, we know more than Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
That makes me sad.
Yep.
Just like that, what's that thing called? The Lion Guard?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, ring composition. You brought it, Eric.
Oh, I love ring
composition.
Oh,
thank
you. Very nice.
Did it.
Oh, God. What a terribly interesting story. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't compare Haley Mills to Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good life lesson.
That's our tip for the day. To connect with us, visit our website at www.talkmagictome.com. That's the number 2. You can also find our links on there to Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. And on those, you can answer a question of the week or comment on our episode. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And just interact with us in general, because we really like talking to you guys. So you should talk to us more, because that would make us very happy.
Should they?
They should, because this is, I mean, we want, our goal with this thing is this to be a community. It's not just, yes, we're the ones talking, but it's a lot more interesting when you guys comment and we can talk about that.
Wait a minute. I thought our goal was to get this so popular that we could raise money and go to Disney World.
Shh.
Well, we've been exposed. Pack it up, guys.
It's
away.
Over. We're stopping.
It's over. He ruined it. We're gone.
We're just
It's
kidding.
over.
We're just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, you know how it is. So.
I would really, I would like this to get so popular that we go to Disney World, but like do a live show there with like an audience. That's what I would want to do. Yeah, that's a really big dream, but
hey, it's okay to dream big.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
We've got the Walt Disney himself to be our guide.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
So
we will bring him back from the dead. We're so popular.
Yeah, actually, speaking of that, I just have something really quick to say. My grandma the other day still thought that he was frozen. Disney.
Oh.
I looked at her. I was like, "No, don't tell me you believe that."
Did
She's
it
like,
really?
"Well,
Was that like really a rumor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rumor for a long time.
I couldn't believe she said that. I was like, did you just say that? Like, but
tell her he got reincarnated as Tom Hanks.
Okay.
That's
all right.
true.
Yeah, I'll tell her that next time.
That's how that works.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. So, anyway, you can listen to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Podomatic, or YouTube. All our past episodes are on YouTube, and you can also rate and review us, as we said in the beginning of the show. 5 stars, because when you wish upon 5 stars, all of your dreams will come true.
Or something.
Well, in the form of this podcast.
Or something.
Yeah, we don't want any lawsuits, so, and that really helps us. It will help people discover us, because we'll show up in searches, and when people go to a certain podcast, if you rate us, they can see our podcast in the related podcast. Mm-hmm. So that helps a lot. And plus, it makes us smile that you care. Mm-hmm. Care enough to not fall off a cliff if you don't leave 5 stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
So.
Very good. That'd be good.
Yeah. So, anyway, like I said, next week is Toy Story 2. Mm-hmm. And that ends our episode. Mm-hmm. So...
Wow.
Okay.
That ends our episode.
Yeah, that.
And with that,
now it's over.
Yes. With that, I am Danielle.
I'm Jen.
I'm Prince Eric.
And I'm DJ JD signing off.
Talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Or will we?
You never know.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Oh God.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah. So Maleficent, like in the beginning, we've been talking a lot about her wings and about how she was good.
If you look at the sub list, there's lots of things. There's a middle school science, high school stuff.
Well, I didn't see it. Sorry, I'm here.
That was very nice.
What?
Yeah.
What? I'm down here.
I need you to plug this refrigerator in.
Okay.